That's right. Whitelist stuff starting now. Yay!
But that doesn't mean that we all make videos. Like he has, but when you became an YouTuber, which I don't really know how that happened, it just kind of stuck around long enough, and then someone slapped a title on you. That's how that worked.
I thought it was because I'm doing Sal's editing work.
I think it started with me and Anubiz wanting, because Mia had that funny dry wit, and so we wanted to get Mia on camera more.
It's because I bribed my way in by building a big Anubiz head in space, right? That's it.
You were like the guy in the background managing the server, and we liked your sense of humour, so we insisted on you coming and joining us. And
I think that's a good example of, like, Apple, Mia, and Minty don't really make that many. I probably shouldn't say that about you, Apple, given that you made a few videos lately. That's
nothing really to do.
I'm still waiting for your Walking Dead series.
I mean, I still have it all, but to upload that would just be painful. Yeah, no, I don't really upload. Like,
you record and edit, but you don't upload. That's a good
I genuinely do.
But you stream, don't you, Apple? You stream
occasionally, but I will try to make a video once a week. But I'll be, oh, that's a bunch of rubbish, and I'll just throw it away and never actually use it. So I've got about 80 videos I could upload, but I just don't. I think they're a bit crap.
Yeah, I've got this. I've got hard drives full of things I don't want to upload, but I keep.
And I'm the one that just uploads everything, no matter how much garbage it is.
I've got a few videos that I've never uploaded.
A hard drive full of reverse mantras.
I'm gonna go and get a drink. Excuse me. I'm gonna interrupt you to say that I need to get the second of the 3 beers that are in the fridge, the coldest beers in the world. All right. And the thing is, he's going to come back and then interrupt us again. That's what happened.
Yeah. Well, actually, probably just to say that he's back. He probably doesn't care what happened.
Oh yeah, no, he'll just pick it up. Right. So all of that. Like, how long was that? That's like 40-something minutes, I think.
Probably worth just carrying on this theme for the moment until Minty does come back, because otherwise you'll have to restart the next theme. So, so yeah, I mean, Minty and Mia and Almond, although they don't have their own channels and produce their own videos, they're intrinsic to the making of others' videos.
Right.
Yeah, even just contributing ideas to things. Because one of the things that and this is kind of the next topic, so I'll leave that for now. But getting a group together like this doesn't happen very often. It was kind of just luck that we managed to get this, and I think all up there's got to be over 20 different Niddtubers in the history of it. We've kind of narrowed it down. I would like at some point to get a few more in. I think we do need to have a few more that do kind of record and do that kind of thing as well, because it makes servers like this work a little bit better, I think. And upload. But yeah, and upload, the important bit. But you see, I don't think everyone needs to, like, for example, I don't like certain parts of the process. I like having finished a video, but I think there are bits of the process where I let myself down because I don't. Yeah, thumbnails, for example, are terrible. They should not exist. But I feel like I feel that way because I don't really like them. I don't enjoy them, and I'm not passionate about them. So I feel like if there was someone who was passionate about them, they would make that part of the process that much better.
Like Potato does for me.
Yeah. So
short round of applause for Potato, who, by the way, I just noticed, drew the thinker with jazz hands, which was the original concept for our generation ship. So applause.
It's a very good picture.
Well done. I'm not slapping my face.
He's not slapping his face for once.
For once? What do you... Anyway, may I quickly interrupt you guys? I don't need the spiral thing welded up. I need my horse back.
Okay.
Where's my horse? Also, I need like 6 more of them.
The spiral is more important.
Spiral's more important.
Yeah, I think this is time. We need the whole spiral welded first, so it doesn't float away.
Fair point. Do you at least know where my horse is that you cartwheeled away?
It was beside the spiral doing cartwheels, but now it's not. So
you hurt me.
That was Minty's fault.
Are you back? Are you back, Minty? And forgot to unmute. I just want to check.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, so we can move on. So we can move on to the next topic now.
All of that explanation that was supposed to take 5 minutes, that is all to kind of explain that we have something that I think is rare, and that's hard to recreate. So we probably shouldn't waste it, and just kind of let it slide away, which is easy to do with these kind of things. But we all have increasingly, well, when I say we all, I mean me. I don't know anyone else. I don't know if anyone else has the same problem. But finding the time has always been the enemy to everything when it comes to hobbies outside of work. Yeah.
I hear you there.
And finding that has been difficult for me. My life has completely, like, it's what it was when I started the Nidd is the opposite of what it is now. So it's difficult to find time in the same way that I did back then to do the stuff that we do now. I don't think that sentence made sense. Also, I'm losing my voice.
Getting all teary-eyed.
No, I concur with what you're saying. I think when I joined the Nidd, I had a great deal of time, which is great for producing material and being able to supply it. But yeah, my last 6 months or more has just been pretty hectic. So yeah,
but it's kind of a double-edged sword, because when I had a lot of time, it was not necessarily for good reasons.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Under pressure,
not being in a good mood, and then putting yourself under the pressure to start making as many videos as possible, because you know you've got the time and it's not going to last forever. Right. You just make bad stuff.
I think I was just in denial, Boris, when I was had a lot of time in my hands. It was just full denial. So what I was doing was great. I was really enjoying it. And real life does kick in at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now things for me are much better in my normal life, but that means that I don't have the time, as I have to act. I've accidentally gotten a little bit of a social life, which is a bad thing. Which,
how dare you?
Yeah, makes this even harder. And now, a lot of the reason why we are together, we're saying lots of things about how our personalities fit and everything like that. A lot of it does come down to the fact that we were able to record at the same time, almost every day.
Yeah.
And that's becoming more difficult because that time, right now, it's 11 p.m. for me. And I normally start, I get up for work at about 6 a.m. now. So my normal start time of 10 p.m. is starting to get a little bit difficult to be able to sit around for 2 to 3 hours doing this and be at my, to have the energy to do it.
Well, it's the same. I find that I can't, it's harder and harder to make the start time, because as my son grows older, he's up for longer, he's around for longer, and it's not as easy just to slip out of
drinking. That's what the scotch is for.
Yeah, well, that's right, and the general drugs. I'm running out of my supply of drugs that I usually inject into him every night, and he's getting stronger. I don't know if that's a side effect of the drugs. Yeah, I don't know. So, it is. Yeah, it's difficult to maintain. Something that was maintained for quite a good period of time.
Quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, does someone come and get these plates? Oh, it's alright.
Yeah, so all of the changes and everything mean I just saw an explosion. I'm assuming that wasn't real because it's still standing.
I actually saw a big light as well. But
I just
happened on your face.
died.
That would happen to my face. Now I know.
Stained glass or didn't happen.
Yeah, so all these changes in our life mean that it gets harder to organize things, and when it makes it. So this is what I mean. Not being fully awake when I'm recording, it makes it harder to form sentences, which is kind of important. Some would say.
Every once in a while, it's actually quite amusing, though.
Even although these obstacles happen in time, there was a small Nidd meetup where I actually bumped into Boris. I didn't bump into him, actually. We actually shook hands, didn't bump into each other. We approached each other gingerly and shook hands. But no, I had a job up near Boris's town and managed to visit him, which is excellent.
So was I right? He's not a goat.
Well, it depends on that's subjective, Sal. One man's goat is another man's lady. I don't know. So
I don't know what you're saying about me, but I think it's bad.
Well, I remember when you did your webcast and we saw your hands the first time, and I said, I can confirm that Boris is a white guy, not a black guy. We know that much about him. And then the theory came up that actually, you could have been a goat, but you had some realistic gloves to hand.
Or like they had hands on a stick, and you were putting the hands into the camera.
Only this group would come to that conclusion, Sam.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like, I think all I can say then, in light of your input, Sal, is that he had a very good people suit on. If he was a goat.
I would just like to point out that the goat thing wasn't my imagination. I think was it yours, Mia?
What? No, I don't do that.
That sounded very convincing.
What? No.
Oh, hey, I found your horse.
Yeah, I know, because I found it and brought it back, and now I need like 7 more of them.
Well, you managed to wrangle your horse back in.
So
yeah. So
future.
So what's the plans? Yeah. Plans.
Yeah.
Bees.
The plan is to make plans. That's always our plan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what
we
do.
We got lots of videos. We got lots of behind the scenes of making plans.
So I think a disclaimer should be we may discuss plans today and even sound like we've come to a conclusion. That is not the same as implementation. There is no implementation guarantees in any way, shape or form. We don't do that most of the time.
You read that far too quickly for the normal disclaimers at the end of the video. So we'll speed it up in post. So the first thing is to not let things like time and that. We've got to find ways to get around that and still work on projects together. By together, I mean like maybe recording in pairs or doing group things where we don't necessarily all need to be in the same place at the same time. Because I think one of the strengths of having a group like this is that we can come up with ideas that people on their own wouldn't be able to implement. We can try new things in the knowledge that they're probably going to fail, but we might accidentally stumble across something half decent. So we might need to think of just generally new ways of recording together, as well as if we wanted to add more people to be able to expand without throwing everything. One of the reasons why we don't have like Anubiz and Spider-Man are the 2 North Americans, which are underrepresented given the number of North Americans in the Nidd as a whole. Mm-hmm. I think that is down to time that we record early in your morning, and Spider-Man is just committed.
Or he should be.
Yeah, he didn't really attend many recordings for a long time. He did things on his own and just stuck around. So he's just really like probably unhealthily committed to the idea because he's the only one from the very original, like the first day of the Whitelist server, which is what I consider kind of the birth of the NiddTubers. He's the only one that's still around from then. Actually, that's a lie. He wasn't on the first day because I forgot about him and I didn't whitelist him. So we've been forgetting about him since then. And Anubiz just gets up at stupid times.
Yeah, so, that's actually the reason that I actually play with you guys is because I do get up at stupid times.
He is a morning freak.
I am, yeah. I'm very early. If I you talk about time and everything, like the reason that I can make videos and that I can, actually do YouTube at all is because I carve out really stupid early in the morning to get up and record and edit. Like if it wasn't for me doing that, I would never be able to release anything. So
yeah, I used to be the opposite. I used to do it all night.
Right.
Which worked out. Like I remember the very first email that you sent me. You're quite sheepish about your times, thinking that you would never find anyone else to do it at the same time. But that worked out perfectly.
Right, because that was such a weird period. But then, of course, Australia worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
And it just happens to coincide with my lunch, and I just happen to live so close to the office that I can pop home at lunch and record. So
that's pretty good.
But yeah, that's why Nordic's not part of our group very often, is because although he records and makes things, it's the hours. He just can't make the times that the majority of us can make.
Yeah, I think he's around he's more at a reasonable person's time in the evening where he lives, which of course is which is in North America, which is evening in North America is bad for England and Australia.
Yeah.
It's all right for here if we got up at normal times, which we kind of both do now, but we do that to work, so it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we work out some way to get around that, then we might be able to have people from that entire geographic location, those time zones of about -5 GMT. all of those people that live there, I think there's a few.
Did you just explode my landing gear?
I thought that was what landing gear was for.
Never mind then.
Anyhow, plan. What are we doing?
I need 7 more horses and you're stealing mine. I tried to retrieve it, but my landing gear exploded.
This is my horse, of course.
Next thing would be, I guess, to try and gauge what viewers want. I think that's why we're recording this instead of just doing it. Apart from the fact that one of the only reason we do anything is recording. So if we record it, then we know that we're actually going to do this meeting.
Yeah.
But yeah, to try and gauge what viewers want, the kind of series that we want as a group. The problem is that there's a lot of ideas that I have personally wanted to do. Kind of melding the stuff that I used to do with having a group like this, but they've all been such time sinks. Like, I have over 100 hours of footage for one series that is sitting on my hard drive that I just haven't been able to turn into something. And I know
is that my favorite one. My favorite footage. It's my favorite series that never happened. I love it. This series is great. It's pretty phenomenal. It was a bit groundbreaking in YouTube, and if you want to watch it, then unlucky.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, you're going to have to hire an editor. And that's not me being lazy, because the amount of time that would have to go into doing it, and I knew that when I got into it, but I mostly just wanted to record it and kind of prove to myself that ideas like that would work.
There were 4 of them, all houses, together in Nidd Lane. Together lived Boris and Anubiz. Anubiz was always sorry about something. Next door came Minty and Nordic, and Minty really annoyed Nordic by calling him a beast all the time. And the next house was noisy, 'cause Apple and Melon always had domestics. But it was the 4th house that the police were interested in, because Power Suit Sal kept Mir in the closet. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, a colourful place to be. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, although together is a little bit subjective. At Boris's and Anubiz's, there was a man who could be sometimes mistaken for a hobo smelling of alcohol trying to climb the walls. But it's okay, 'cause it was Anubiz's Canadian cousin, drunk Spider-Man, and a little Santa's helper could be seen going house to house. It appeared when someone got tired of almond, they'd just hand them on to the next surrogate parents. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, a colourful place to be. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, although together is a little bit subjective. It seems they pissed off the neighbours, something to do with the Peel P50 dragon children, but that's just Boris. No one questions him, 'cause that's what happens in Nidd Lane.